Okay.
Good morning,
All
good
right.
afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world. This is Brunch Boxer. I'm your host, Matt. And yes, I did miss my cue. I don't know what happened. I guess I was
What
mesmerized
happened?
by the music. But we are here
You're
with
doing the
the
Harlem
whole.
Staring at the
Shake?
screen?
Huh?
You just staring at the screen? I mean, what the
Yeah,
hell
I don't know
happened?
what happened. I went into a trance and I'm like,
N- You could have lied and said you were watching the WBC Grand Prix
no,
finals or
no,
something.
please. I didn't even know what's taking place till you just mentioned it.
Yeah, I didn't know that either until Huey said
Yeah,
it.
who gives a shit? The future of TKO boxing. But yeah, we are here with the full crew today. First intro goes to the COO of Brunch Boxing, the Mexican Al Heyman himself, our guy Mike. What's going on, Mike?
Oh, great event last night. People were pumped. Hoping everybody was excited to see that match.
Now, someone who wasn't as pumped last night, the master of the walk and talk, the master of the sit and spit, the host of Brunch Boxing, our guy EzRaw. What's going on, Ezra?
How's it going?
Oh, that's it? Okay.
I'm
And
not. I'm
then,
not. Not happy today. I'm not excited today. I'm not. I'm not anything. I'm here with with a cloud over me. A cloud over me. That's what I am today.
yeah, it just means you need a haircut. And here we have the master marionette himself, the producer of Brunch Boxing, Huey P. What's going on, Huey?
I'm doing good. As I said, I'm watching boxing already, getting started early. Let's get into the show.
All right, let's do it. Last night, Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua, great event, according to most. According to one, it's not a great event. Now, usually I want to start with something positive and with something positive, but we're just going to go negative. Ezra, you had some thoughts in last night's post fight Brunch Boxing where you felt like this was boxing is dead, a signal boxing is dead, and all this other stuff. And you were on the verge of tears last night discussing this fight. You had a
Yeah.
chance to sleep on it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel any different?
Well, I barely slept. I was tossing and turning last night. Oh man, I was tossing and turning last night. And the thing is it's funny to me. It really is. It's funny to me that the people, they see what they want to see, right? And they see what they want to see. And you have like boxing fans, diehards, and you got the writers. Like Dan Rayfield actually tweeted that Joshua outclassed Jake Paul last night. He actually tweeted that. He said he outclassed him last night.
He did.
Now, I don't know what class Joshua showed last night, because what I saw, right, was a guy with the advantage and experience, the guy with the pedigree, the guy with the amateur background, the guy that was a former world champion at the highest level, and the guy with the size advantage, a massive size advantage, struggle to put shots on Jake Paul's head. He struggled to put shots on Jake Paul's head. And people are telling me, oh, well, Jake Paul just ran all night. What the hell do you think Jake Paul was going to do? He's undersized. What the hell do you think he was going to do? Joshua said, oh, my sparring partners were throwing 100 punches. Idiot. What you think Jake Paul was going to do? You thought he was going to stand in there and exchange with you? Well, of course he was going to run. Everyone knew, besides the idiot in the ring across from him, what he was going to do. He was going to move around you and try to set you up for the big right hand. And you know what? Jake Paul said it. He wasn't even hiding it. He said, I think I could walk him into this right hand. And you know what? He did. He did walk him into that shot. He just didn't have the power to do it. And I told you, I told people, this guy don't hit like Dubois. Like, he's not going to be able to hurt him. But he did do exactly what he said to do. He outsmarted him. He did what he had to do. What Joshua won because, of course, he's too big. And he's a better fighter, of course. I'm not stupid. He's a better fighter. That's not a thing. But it wasn't, he did it because his skill was so what he should have shown, right? Like, his skill was so wide. The margin of skill gap was so wide that it looked like what's name didn't belong in there. I'm sorry. It did not look like what's name didn't belong in there. It looked like he was better than the guy he was fighting. A lot better, right? It looked like he was a lot bigger than the guy he was fighting. But it didn't look like Jake didn't belong in there. Okay? It wasn't as bad as some of the stuff that I see on ESPN when fighters coming up. Okay, it didn't look like that. I'm sorry. It didn't look like that. And to be honest, the reason he got the stoppage wasn't because he applied his skill. It wasn't because of his class. It was because Jake Paul finally got tired and couldn't move around anymore. That's honest truth. And if people are saying, oh, well, all he did was run. What the moving's not a part of boxing? I hate that excuse. Oh, all he did was move, bro. That's a part of boxing. You're allowed to do that. Guys could move backwards. Now, did Jake Paul come to win? He came with one strategy. He knew he wasn't going to win a decision. He knew he wasn't going to outland him. You know that he said, "I'm going to walk him into something." And if I walk him into this right hand, I've seen Joshua be chinny before, and maybe he'll fold. He did hit him with the right hand, just didn't have the power to do anything with it. The shot did not mean anything to Joshua, but he did land it. Joshua missed a lot of shots early. He couldn't cut off the ring. And people try to tell me, so there's two perspectives here, right? There's that one where like, oh, well, he did finally, he broke him down and beat him up, whatever. And then there's the other side that said, oh, it's obvious that Joshua didn't want to cut him off the ring. He was obviously carrying him. I'm sorry. That's the untrained eye. He was not carrying him. You could see the frustration in Joshua's face on not being able to land the shot. You could see the embarrassment on when he was missing wide. You could see the frustration in his face. He was not carrying him. There was no carrying here. He wanted to get him out of there. He was throwing big shots early. He just couldn't place the shots. He came in with he didn't come in with the mentality he needed to win this, to dominate this fight. He didn't come in with an idea of what actually Jake Paul's going to do and a strategy to be like, oh, if he does that, I'm just going to tear him up doing this. No one protects the sport. The sport's not protected. So people come into these events and allow stuff like this to happen. And I don't care what anyone says. Oh, this, and this. The perception of the sport diminished because of what happened last night. The perception of what you're seeing diminished because of what happened last night. And people, I don't care, all diehard box fans, whatever, say what you want. That's the truth. That's the truth. Any casual watching, it's not as glamorous. It's not as wide of a gap as what they thought previously. What you needed was domination. What you needed was a thing that said, hey, this fighting one of the biggest, baddest man on the planet, and it looked like it. It didn't look like that last night. It didn't look like that last night.
Oh my goodness, you guys got to put up with this every week. I'll get tired of the diehards. They're always crying about something. I've never seen a week where they're not crying about something in boxing. Like, that was great entertainment. The casuals wanted to see Jake Paul get knocked out. They got what they could. There was no need to cut the ring off because we know he couldn't do that all night. So eventually he was going to stand right in front of him. EzRaw, how much did you lose in your parlay? Because you are mad, like you lost a lot of money.
Listen, let me tell you something. I told everyone that 1 through 4 can't miss. And then let me tell you something. Joshua made it possible to miss. You know who was missing? Joshua all night with big shots. That's who was missing.
That was wrong. Because I thought Jake Paul was gonna get knocked down and get up, so I took the 1.5, and I took it was Joshua to win. Of course, that was the easiest money you could take. It's like fighting your little brother. You don't have to try sometimes, EzRaw.
That's the problem, though. But Mike, if he tried, I would. If he didn't try, then all right, right? If he's just in there laughing, let him circle around laughing like, oh, this guy's a joke, right? But it wasn't there. There was frustration in his face. Bro, he has a little bit of bruises on his temple from where shots landed. Bro, he got jabbed and his whole head went back. He got jabbed and his whole head went back. You have to show a separation. There has to be, the person watching at home has to feel like this is something completely different. This right here is a complete different level that is unattainable. That's what it has to feel like. The perception of what you're watching.
Listen, EzRaw, I have fought with my kids. They had hit me in the nose and the mouth. It bleeds. It doesn't mean it hurt. It doesn't mean I was damaged. Okay, like, you got to stop. That was the casuals loved that yesterday. Okay, and the hardcores didn't. No surprise.
And then now joining the show, former Bellini Award winner, host of the Boxing Source, the longest running YouTube show for boxing, J.R. Bell. How you doing today?
I'm doing okay, man. Catastrophe EzRaw strikes again. We heard this. We heard this before this fight taking place, and now are we surprised with what Catastrophe EzRaw is talking about? He always goes through the worst case scenario with things like this. I said it before the fight happened. I said, listen, regardless of the result, people are going to be talking about it. When I gave that example of Dan Le Batard talking about the fight before the fight happened, when I'm going on these sports shows and I'm hearing them play highlights of the knockout, when I'm seeing multiple people talking about it, whether it's positive or negative, at the end of the day, that is the aim, to get people to talk about it. And they delivered on what they were trying to do. So I'm like this. As long as people are talking about it, they've seen it, then that event overall or that fight overall is successful.
That's a big old Netflix commercial.
Okay.
You know.
Okay, so this is the problem too, right? They're talking about it because it was Jake Paul and he was fighting a legit guy. Okay, that's why they're talking about it. But where the sport is right now, and I don't think what Joshua did for himself is like, oh wow, I'm dying to see the next Joshua fight. I don't think that's where we're at. I think people are talking about it because Jake Paul lost. I think Jake Paul's the story here, right? Jake Paul's the story. I don't think boxing's the story. I think Jake Paul's the story. Now, everyone wanted to see Jake Paul lose. Of course, everybody knows that. And that's what everybody's kind of building on right now. The immediate after effect of what we're talking about is Jake Paul lost. But it's going to settle in. And people are going to say, that wasn't the beating I thought it was going to be. It wasn't the beating I hoped it was going to be. That's the funny part. I have people on Twitter calling me, oh, this guy's a Jake Paul fan. He's coping so hard. Bro, I was the one saying it needed to be a first round knockout. It needed to look demolishing. This is a step too far for boxing. We need to show this guy that this is the ending you're going to get when you really step in there with him. I'm sorry, but that wasn't, we didn't get that last night. It didn't feel like, oh man, like he learned his lesson. It didn't feel like that. It feels like he walked away. It feels like he walked away being like, the guy's just too big.
You're the same guy. You're the same guy who wasn't sure if Deontay Wilder could beat Jake Paul. So you must think that Jake Paul is of some level where last night's performance was possible.
No. I think that Deontay Wilder is past it. I think Deontay Wilder is really, really past it. I think that you were fans of Deontay Wilder. I know you're a big fan of Deontay Wilder. So you are hopeful that Deontay Wilder could still do something. I mean, people are so out of it that they think that Deontay Wilder has a chance against Usyk, right? He is past it. He is really, really past it.
Hey, can I tell you a secret? Can I tell you a secret? Hold on, Ezra, can I tell you a secret? Maybe last night you learned that Anthony Joshua is way past it.
Well, I just saw Anthony Joshua beat a guy like Wallin. I just saw Anthony Joshua. I know he got knocked out cold by Dubois, but it didn't look like, oh, that's a wash guy. Huh?
So he's not past it.
No, well, maybe it's. But the thing is, Matt, is what you're talking about is. What the problem is, you're getting in the weeds of what diehard fans, people that watch it.
The problem is you're in the weeds in general because Mike was there with the casuals. Mike was there watching it. I heard the people in the arena. Nobody gave a fuck about your soliloquy. Nobody gave a fuck about
they don't care
what does this mean for boxing. No, they were entertained and they were cheering when Anthony Joshua knocked him out.
I want to introduce a new voice to the conversation. Host of the Sunday Morning Sermon, owner of the Keep It 100 Boxing Instagram channel. TY, what do you got to say?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Real quick, I agree with Ezra. It's like with rap. Everybody
of course he did.
Oh, listen. Can I get my point across? It's like with rap. When everybody then they can rap and be a rapper die. You got guys coming in, they can fight the former heavyweight champion of the world. He should have died in the first round last night. Tyson Fury should have killed and got him in the first round. Floyd Mayweather should have killed Conor McGregor in the first round. They're destroying our fucking sport, and y'all cool.
Exactly.
You know why? Because y'all want views. All y'all care about is views like hoes, like women. No, destroy them guys. It's
exactly. It loses the credibility.
I get it.
As one thing, it's like a regular guy in the street talking about, yo, I want to no, you can battle Jay-Z. You can battle Biggie Smalls.
I'm starting to figure this out.
No. Let me tell you. Wait, Mike, real quick. Mike, why do we watch the NFL? Why do we watch the NBA? Because we're watching it at its highest level. We're watching the guys do things that you can't see commonly.
No, that's not why we watch because we're
If it wasn't true,
like me saying, I want to play Austin Reeves one-on-one and play Austin Reeves. He should beat me 15-0.
No.
15-0.
No.
Bro, we watch because no. We
Wait,
watch
drop it at
because
least
we
5,
root
6
for
minutes.
laundry. We watch because we root
No,
for laundry.
BS.
We are
That's BS.
attached to our local
You know why?
teams.
No.
Because USFL has a team in your local, in every city. USFL has a team in your city. You don't watch that. XFL had a team in your city.
Hey,
You don't watch that.
Ezra.
No.
If the Lakers moved from LA and didn't exist, you wouldn't watch the NBA no more, no matter how great
That's
you
not
feel
true.
they
That's
are.
not true. That's
You're
of
full
course
of
not
shit,
true.
Ezra.
We still
No, LA's
debate.
a big city. They will get another basketball team. They're a big
Bro,
city.
bro,
They will
we
have a
still
basketball
Maybe
team.
it ruined the
We
Clippers.
still debate Isaiah Thomas versus Chris Paul. What are you talking about? We watch all of this because it's at its highest level. It's at its highest level. You're discrediting the sport when this shit happens. That's the truth. You're discrediting the sport, and no one's protecting it. No one's protecting it. So this is, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I look at boxing now, save the business stuff. Save the health of the sport because they don't care about it. No one cares about the health of the sport. No one cares about anything. No one has pride in anything they're doing in that ring. No one has pride for what the sport we're watching. We care more than they do. That's the truth. That's 100% the truth. So I'm going to watch it. I'm going to enjoy the high level fights. I'm going to enjoy that. But I'm only enjoying the fight. I don't care who's promoting it. I don't care that 70% of the sport is on an app that no one can see. I don't care that the only fights that are big fights include Jake Paul. I don't care the only time people talk about the sport on ESPN is because Jake Paul's in a fight, because no one else cares. Because the fighters don't care. No one cared that the
I just want to point out
hold on.
the biggest fight of the year was Canelo versus Crawford. Jake Paul was not involved.
Bro. Okay, what was the biggest fight we just had though? Right? What was the biggest fight recently? Was it that, or was it Tyson versus Jake Paul?
The biggest fight of the year was Canelo versus Crawford.
Not the year. What was the biggest fight we've had recently in the last 5 years?
The biggest fight of the year was Canelo versus Crawford.
Don't feed me bullshit. That's what I'm telling you. The sport is losing credibility because these guys don't respect what they're doing. They don't take pride in what they're doing. And they go and do stuff like this, and the sport loses credibility because of it. I'll enjoy it. But when you're talking to Shakur's talking, and he says, and they ask him about the Ali Act, and they ask him about the belts, and he says, "Oh, I don't really get involved in that." Then why the hell do I care? He makes money in this sport. I don't make no goddamn money in this sport. He makes money in this sport, and he doesn't care. I don't care anymore. This sport's going to be what it is. I can't control it, obviously. I have no say in it, obviously. I'm just going to watch it for what it is. I don't care no more who's in charge. I don't care no more who's doing it. I don't care what station it's on. And I don't give a damn what country it's in because no one else cares. I'm tired of caring when no one else cares.
Catastrophe EzRaw strikes again. Again and again and again and again and again. Huey, you know who he sounds like? He sounds like Nick Saban or that guy that looks like what is it? Professor Mackey on South Park when they talk about in the playoffs. We don't need these group of 5 teams in the playoffs. We need about 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 SEC teams. When at the same time SEC teams get their ass kicked during the season by those group of 5 teams. All you want is all the stuff that happens at the top level when that doesn't necessarily happen in boxing. You have different levels in boxing. You have boxing where you see skill. You have boxing where you see entertainment. You enjoy it nonetheless. But you can't say, just because you see Jake Paul having about 5 or 6 rounds with Anthony Joshua, oh my God, that's the end of boxing. No, if you have something happening with Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather going through those rounds, and you say, that's the end of boxing. No, that fight happened how many years ago? How many people saw that fight? Guess what? Boxing's still here.
Well, boxing
is still here.
Boxing has lost credibility from that point still to this point. Let's be honest.
Hold on. As
you
were cooking, I let you cook, whether it was simmer, whether it was boiling, or whatever. What I'm telling you is, regardless of what happens with these type of fights, boxing is gonna still be here. The only thing is, other people are going to be talking about it. So if you give up, then that's on you. But people that support boxing, they're gonna see it regardless of who's gonna be stepping in the ring.
I'm not the one that gave up. I'm not the one that gave up. They gave up. I'm not the one that gave up. I'm here every week talking for the sport. I'm here every week defending the sport for free. And I'm not the one that gave up. They gave up. By doing this, they gave up. By not going in there and doing what they're supposed to do, they gave up. By Floyd carrying Conor McGregor for 7 rounds when he should have just smoked him and made it look like every other fight he had, they gave up because they did it for money. They're doing it for selfish reasons. They don't care about the sport. I'm not the one that gave up. They gave up. Let me show you one thing. At the highest level of wrestling, right? At the highest level of wrestling, you could not get a guy to train for 3 to 5 years. You could not get a guy to train 3 to 5 years and be competitive with the Olympic gold medalist. I'm sorry. You couldn't do it. Okay, you couldn't do it.
How many
at the highest level of jiu-jitsu? Wait, hold on. At the highest level of jiu-jitsu, you couldn't do it. You couldn't do it. They did this because they don't respect the sport. They do this because they don't respect the sport. They go in there, they take it lightly, and then they look stupid. And that's what he did. Jake Paul, I don't care what anyone said, he won last night. I don't care what anyone says. Because he looked like he didn't look like he was out of his depth. He didn't look like, oh, he'd never belonged in the ring. He looked like he was not the level of this guy, but of course he wasn't supposed to be. Everything was stacked against him. He wasn't supposed to be the level of this guy. But he walks away smiling because he was tough enough to go in there. He took the risk, and he didn't get smoked in one round. UFC took a big chance. They took a humongous chance, right? But it was a smart gamble. They put James Toney in there. They knew James Toney was fat. They knew he was not in shape. They knew he was way past his prime. And they knew that most likely he had no chance of being in there. But you know what they did? They took it serious. Then when they got Randy Couture in there, he trained an ankle pick takedown over and over and over again to make sure he didn't care what it looked like. He said to make sure he gets this guy out of there quick. Because if James Toney goes in there and knocks out Randy Couture, bro, that sport never recovers. If James Toney goes in there and knocks out Randy Couture, people will say, what the hell am I watching this for? Boxing's still top. But because they did it and they took it seriously, right? They respected what they were doing. It was a smart gamble for them. It was a big payoff for them. Okay? But we know James Toney out of shape. We know it wasn't the best of James Toney. It wasn't the best guy that we could send out there.
You said this round was gonna be short.
The gamble they took, they did what they were supposed to do in the fight. They demolished them. That's what they were supposed to do. It wasn't his thing. They were supposed to do it. This right here was a disaster. I don't care what anyone says. Because right now, repost Jake Paul getting knocked out. That's fine. Repost Jake Paul getting knocked out. As it settles, we will really talk about what really happened last night.
Oh my goodness.
And anyone else got anything else to say on this before we move on? We have spent 20 minutes on this topic.
No, I agree with Ezra, man. Y'all don't get it.
Yeah.
But because
No.
y'all so casual so much.
Ezra.
No, because
you guys hate the hoes.
Okay, can I say something? Because y'all love the casuals, right? Y'all hold yourselves off a casual audience that don't care about us. No, can I finish my point?
No.
Y'all hold yourself off a casual
You already said
Let's
you agree with
Mike,
Mike,
let's see
4
why
times
finish.
a
One
year. They don't care about the sport. And you know, it is disrespectful that a fucking YouTuber can go in there with a former heavyweight champion of the fucking world and go 6 rounds. It's terrible for the sport. I don't care what y'all say. I don't care if the whole world watched it.
Oh,
They're crying today. These Jake Paul fans gotta go.
It ain't crying.
who's there for
I
the
forgot
sport?
who I'm talking
Who's
to.
there for the sport? If the
No,
YouTuber
because
goes
y'all entertain my Rolly Romero. Look who I'm talking to. Y'all take anything.
Of the world.
Y'all take anything.
Oh, it's an insult to the sport that an MMA guy went for multiple rounds with the guy that calls himself TBE. Oh my God, it's bad for the sport.
But listen,
you
want to joke. You want to joke and have. You want to joke. Let's have a real conversation like men.
Again, at the end of the day, Tyson is still here. What is going on with y'all?
Barely here. The shit don't even come with TV no more.
Hey, how many times have we said, "Oh, boxing is dead. Oh, boxing is barely here. Oh, boxing is on his deadback."
Look at where it's at right now. It's barely here. 70% of the sport is on the zone. 70% of the sport is on the zone. The only big we have.
We've been talking about this for the last 5, 6, 7, or 8 years. Like,
let's move on here.
What's the down?
Give me a mega. Wait. Give me a mega fight that doesn't include Jake Paul. Then what Netflix will pay for? Then a pay-per-view would sell close to $1 million. Give me a pay-per-view.
Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury.
Nope. No.
This guy's fucking something now.
No.
Can we move on?
I guarantee you.
Wait. Wait, Matt. The most important market in boxing in the States. How much pay-per-views does that sell?
Bro, it doesn't matter what it sells here. It's not our fight.
Okay. The most important market. It doesn't matter where it sells here,
bro.
Netflix, it's not a pay-per-view fight.
In the UK, Ezra, in the UK, that's a 2 million pay-per-view fight.
All right, what about U.S. fight then? Give us the U.S.
What
fight.
About the most important market? Matt, how long have you been talking boxing on here? How long have you been saying, hey, the most important market is U.S.? It don't matter. Most important market is U.S. What does it do in the U.S., Matt? Give me a U.S. fight that gets close to 1 million pay-per-views. That doesn't include Jake Paul.
Bro.
It doesn't include a retired fighter.
Gervonta Davis versus Shakur Stevenson.
Nope. Nope.
Listen. Here's
These
the
guys
thing.
hate boxing.
Here's the thing, right? Anything I say, all you could just say is nope, and then you think you're
Because
right.
there's no proof to it.
It doesn't matter, bro.
There's no proof to it, bro. What did Tank Ryan do?
How about this?
1.2, 1.3.
1.2.
And you think Shakur and Tank is gonna get close to that number?
Yes.
If they promote it right, yes.
Okay. Let's see what Teofimo Shakur does.
Because the things that Tank and Ryan did to promote that fight, the week of that fight, is they went on Kai Cenat stream together and they went on Sports Center together the night before the fight. If they promote that fight right, then it gets the buys.
Bro, Teofimo goes on the social media things all the time. Him and Shakur are not going to sell that well.
What does that have to do with Tank and Shakur?
Teofimo and all them go on all those same streams and everything.
What
bro,
does that have to do with Tank versus
Shakur? These fights are not as big. These fights are not as big as you're saying. Bro,
you asked me for a fight.
Yeah, and you're wrong.
Versus Shakur,
yeah, you're wrong. You just said two popular names. You said two names.
We could Teofimo Lopez.
Because, bro, what is Shakur Teofimo doing?
You're telling me about Teofimo Lopez. You know what else does a million buys? Hold on. You know what else does a million buys in the U.S.? Canelo Alvarez versus David Benavidez.
Exactly.
The fight's not happening. Of course, we all know that. The fight's not happening. The Canelo's almost out the ring. He's done retiring. Give me guys that are current.
EzRaw, you
asked me. Give me guys that are current. The fights actually could happen. Give me guys that are current.
You asked me what fights do a million pay-per-view buys.
And I'm telling you, give me a fight that's current.
I'm telling you what it is.
It can actually happen.
I'm telling you what
we don't know. I'm telling you right now, Shakur and Tank does about 600 to 500K pay-per-view buys.
Sorry, that's what. Hey, listen, if that fight actually happens and you make that prediction, I'm going to bet you on that it surpasses.
I would love to. I would love to. But you know what the great thing? You know what the great thing about it is? I know for damn sure that Tank will never be in that fight. That's the great thing about it. Because the guys don't respect the sport. They don't do anything that benefits the sport. But he was looking to get this Jake Paul fight and then be done with boxing. All these guys are looking to get this Jake Paul fight and look like be done with boxing. That's what it appears to me.
All right. And
easy look.
Matt, we done with this topic? Can we move on?
These guys are mad about fake boxing. Let's move on to some real boxing.
Hold on, y'all talking about fake boxing in the first episode of your show. Don't try to downplay fake boxing. Don't downplay fake boxing. You're talking about fake boxing. Here we go.
Hold on. Before we move on to Ty, you're gonna want to stick around for the next topic. Before we move on to Terrence Crawford, EzRaw, I do want to. While you were speaking, you gave examples and you said other sports and wrestling and jiu-jitsu.
Are you gonna give me this?
BJ Penn won Worlds after training for 3 years.
Was he a prodigy and one of the best jiu-jitsu guys in the world that became? Because Jake Paul's not that.
Yo,
no. This is very important. I'm aware,
bro.
No. BJ Penn is one of the best jiu-jitsu guys in the world ever.
Oh my gosh! And he was able to do that in 3 years, bro.
What you're saying is this. What you're saying is this. You're comparing a prodigy to a thing. Jake Paul's not that. Do anyone think Jake Paul can beat Usyk? Does anyone think Jake Paul can beat any of the top 5 heavyweights right now?
He did.
Brock Osweiler came in,
and he didn't.
No. But do you think he could?
Jake Paul got knocked out last night, right?
No. But could he? Right? You're talking about
knocked out of their mind.
We're talking about prodigies. We're talking about prodigies, and I'm talking about a guy that's a YouTuber that has. We could see it when he hits the pads. He's not the most skilled guy, and he still was able to go 6 with Anthony Joshua. I'm sorry, the perspective is wrong. Your perspective is wrong.
Matt, the way
Hold on.
Matt, they're seeing it like these people just watched the Rocket movie in Apollo. Like it ended like that, 12 rounds of swinging. Like, come on, he got killed. Like, what are you guys mad for?
That's the thing. Like, it's just it's never taking it serious. Oh, that's not a big deal. That's not a big deal. But it keeps adding up. It's never a big deal, but it keeps adding up. It keeps adding up. The respect for the sport keeps diminishing, but it keeps adding up, and it's fine. Nothing serious. Don't look up. You ever seen the movie Don't Look Up? That's what you guys are saying right now. Don't look up. It's fine. Don't look up.
I've never seen it.
We had the historian of brunch boxing on, but he left. So, Matt, let's move on.
Good. Enough of these people. These doomsayers. Fuck out of here with that bullshit.
On to the next bullshit.
Matt, what do we got next? We got the retirement of a legend, right?
I guess. I mean, honestly, like EzRaw and Ty's taking my will to live and do this show. Like, if y'all hate boxing, change the fucking channel. Change the fucking channel.
No.
We don't need you.
No,
we don't need you.
Hold on. So we hate boxing. We hate boxing because we have an opinion. So you're like Lou DiBella. Shut the fuck up and give me your money.
We don't need you.
No. So we have an opinion?
Shut up and dribble.
No. Here we go. But guess what though? The NBA never tell you that. But Leonard Ellerby will tell you that though. But Lou DiBella will tell you that though.
There's another example in there that J-Ro's using. There's a Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar was an NCAA wrestler. And anyone that watches MMA, because I watched MMA.
And you know what? He hasn't wrestled in years. He hasn't been amateur wrestling in years.
No. You said MMA guy, right? Brock Lesnar was an NCAA national championship wrestler. He was 200. Wait. He was 265 pounds, bro. He was 265 pounds.
Making excuses, bro.
Manny Couture is a light heavyweight that moved to heavyweight. He was 40 years old when they fought. He became world champ. He did. But when they brought in guys like Cain Velasquez, when they brought in guys like Alistair Overeem, there was a class level, the separation. But either way, Brock Lesnar is a legit wrestler. Do not get yourself mistaken. He comes from a legit fighting style. He comes from a legit fighting style and one of the dominant styles in UFC.
Off the couch, my guy. But you guys go to your imaginary scenario.
Why would it ruin the UFC? Why would that ruin the UFC? He's not a YouTuber. He's a guy with a legit background in fighting.
Oh my goodness! I don't know why you guys are still
here. Hey, you know what? Hey, listen,
what did you do to CM Punk, Ezra? What did you do to CM Punk?
And you know what they did? You know what they did, Ty? They got a young, hungry guy that wasn't even in the UFC, and they said, we're going to make an example of CM Punk. And they beat the hell out of CM Punk. They didn't let it be even up in the air whether he belonged. It was a joke. They laughed at it. That's what you're supposed to do.
I think we spent enough time on this. If you want to hear more of the crew's reaction to last night's event, tune in to the post-fight show that is currently on Twitter and will soon be available on all streaming platforms.
If you want to hear more of Ezra whining like a little bitch, tune in on Twitter and it'll be up on Spotify soon.
People don't like the truth. People don't like the truth. That's right. I'll say it like it is.
Also, now joining us is the official historian of Brunch Boxing, J-Ro. How you doing today?
Pretty good. All right, if Brock Lesnar was a collegiate wrestler, he was getting put in a twisted pressure by Olympian wrestler. He was not an elite level wrestler like that for him to dominate UFC like the way he did. But that's fine. We can skip him. What about Master Marv, who was a brawler with Kimber?
No, Jorge Masvidal? Yeah. He was always training MMA. And it took him years. Where he was like a win some, lose some fighter to come into his group. He's a professional fighter. Okay, he wasn't just a guy in the backyard. He trained to fight. He took those fights because he didn't have any money. He had to take those fights. But even in those fights, he had credible skill in those fights. Bro, you're using examples. This guy literally went from dancing on TikTok to start boxing. He literally went from dancing on TikTok to start boxing in his 20s. And he's going now to Anthony Joshua.
No matter what, Jake Paul took the sport seriously.
That's right. He's not highly skilled. He's not a great talent. But J-Ro, question though. I got a question for you. Did Anthony Joshua struggle last night?
To me, Anthony lost yesterday. Anthony Joshua. But I don't think it's more boxing. I don't think it's kill boxing.
That's fine. But at least you're honest about what happened, right? That's fine. What you feel happens in the sport.
That was a win for Jake Paul. That was a win for Jake Paul. But this
exactly. That's right. That's your opinion. That's your opinion on going forward. But what I'm getting here is, oh no, it was this was good for boxing and all that. I don't think it was good for boxing. I don't think it was good for Joshua.
It was terrible for Joshua. It was definitely terrible for. But again, they give you examples of events that they think they can make $1 million. I give you examples of nobody getting into UFC, being good, being successful in UFC, and UFC being fine, and you just want to make excuses for that.
No. But this is different, though. This is completely different. But okay, give me an example of a guy.
It's different because it doesn't fit your point. Yo, can we move on? Yo, enough of this bullshit.
I watched
enough is enough. Bro,
Jorge Masvidal was a street fighter.
Yo, bro.
First of all, it took him a lot of years. He fought in Strikeforce. He fought in all these things, and it took him a lot of years to get to a certain level.
Boxing, but you're spending a half an hour talking about it when a real boxer who's one of the greatest to ever do it just announced his fucking retirement, and you don't even want to talk about that.
It's one of the last big names.
You're what's wrong with the sport.
You're one of the last big names we had. No, it's just like I said, nothing's serious. Nothing's taken seriously.
Baby.
Nothing's taken seriously. As exactly it's stumbling.
Sibby thought we were moving on from the topic, like Matt has moved on from his fight with Sibby.
Shut your bitch ass up. God damn.
And we are going to move on from this topic. Earlier this week, as Matt said, we saw one of the legends in the sport, someone that has one of the greatest wins in the history of the sport against Canelo Alvarez, announce his retirement. Matt, let's start with you. What actually, you know what?
Don't start with me. Start with EzRaw. No, start with EzRaw. Let's start with EzRaw. EzRa, talk real boxing. Since you the fucking boxing expert, talk real boxing. Tell us about Terrence Crawford, bitch nigga.
Damn.
Come on, Matt. This is a family show.
It's not. This is boxing.
We're gonna lose viewership. My family's not gonna appreciate me talk to like that. I'll tell you right now. So we might have lost Aunt Susie. We might have lost Aunt Susie. Now let me tell you something right now. Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford is to me the fighter of this era. Now I understand people say it's Inoue still here, right? Inoue still doing things. I think it's gonna be hard to cover that gap. I really do. I think it's gonna be hard to cover that gap. I think that Terrence Crawford. We knew what we were watching, right? When we saw it, we said, man, I think this might be one of the best fighters I've ever seen. But I want to see that performance, right? I need that performance. We got two of them. We got the Earl Spence performance. That was his rival. He wasn't close. Wasn't debatable. He was superior. And then you got the Canelo one, right? Which I thought he did against all the odds. He was undersized. He moved up. And it all the things we can say about his resume, he shut that up with that Canelo W. And if he leaves, he really leaves on that fight, I think that's the greatest win that someone's ever retired on. I think personally that is the greatest win that someone's ever retired on. If he leaves off that W, Terrence Crawford is an all-time great. I as far as like resumes and you line it up, I think that he's in the top 10. Some people are, I don't know where you would have him. That's a debate. But as far as skills in the ring, I think you can make a case that he might be one of the best ever. If you told me that's the best fighter I've ever seen, I think there's a debate to be had there. That's a reasonable take. That's what I feel about Terrence Crawford.
All right, we can move on now. The guru spoke.
No one else wants to talk on this. We're going to let Ty talk.
I want to get your thoughts on the retirement.
The men defended Terrence Crawford for years. Talk on his favorite fighter retiring.
Yeah, we'll go to TY and then we'll go to JBZ to hear what he has to say.
Hey, listen, man. He did it his way, man. So all I gotta say, the best ever he did it his way. Now everybody love him now.
Contribution.
Don't give me your attitude because you're mad because you want acceptance from people that don't care about you. Y'all want these casuals to love y'all. They don't love y'all. It's a niche sport. This ain't the NBA. Get over it.
Anybody got anything else on Terrence Crawford?
Yeah, let's talk about Rolly for an hour. You love we talk about Rolly on bum for an hour.
A fighter
let's talk about a bum.
A fighter that actually fights.
Whatever, man. Andrew, how you do this every week with him kissing ass?
It ain't easy, man. It ain't easy, Ty. It ain't easy.
JBZ, you got anything to say about Terrence Crawford's retirement?
Oh man, he pretty much went out on his own way. Kind of like similar to Andre Ward. After his 2 wins against Sergey Kovalev, getting out the game with as Floyd Mayweather says, with all of my faculties.
Andre Ward been begging to come back. Andre Ward's dying to come back. What are we even talking about?
How many years?
This dude's begging to come back. No, the only reason why Andre Ward hasn't come back is because nobody gives a fuck about Andre Ward enough to offer him a big bag. No one gives a fuck about Andre Ward. What are we even doing? This nigga's been begging for Anthony Joshua to show him a little leg. This dude, we gotta stop.
So you gonna sit here and bash American Hero, but hype up fucking Jake Paul, Olympic gold medalist, a Hall of Famer? But you gonna kiss Jake Paul ass?
Hey,
Is this a
you
boxing
know
show?
what? Hey,
Is this a boxing show?
If you
I don't know anymore.
if you motherfuckers cared about real boxing so much, then how come y'all ain't make Andre Ward a star?
I watched it where it was like. I would respect the reason.
I got an answer. You don't want that conversation with me because why he wasn't a big star? Or don't go there, Matt.
You tell me.
Why the powers to be and make him a
Guru?
Why the powers to be and make him a star?
Since you know everything, you tell me why he wasn't a big star.
I don't know nothing, but I know he was an Olympic gold medalist, a fucking Christian man with a family. They don't get in trouble. He should have been a star. You tell me why he didn't get signed.
Because nobody give a fuck about him. That's why.
Also, being a good person don't mean nothing. So he should be Adrian Broner, huh? I get it.
Adrian Broner not a star neither.
He was a fucking star. He was a star.
Just because he was bigger than Andre Ward don't mean he was a star.
Yo.
There's literally been a handful of stars in boxing in the last 25 years. Only a handful.
That handful's getting smaller every year.
So Adrian Broner wasn't one of them?
No.
All right, man. You right, man. You won.
Well, in the words of Ty, fuck no.
See, Matt, one of them, Matt, didn't you mean you're cool, Ezra? When you say some dumbass shit like that, I'm not even going back and forth with you. You'll say Broner won the star, but you'll probably say fucking Rolly a star.
Rolly's not a star yet.
Yeah, he's 50 years on the recharge. He'll never be a star.
Rolly's not a star yet.
Hey, Matt, we do have another guest on through the Twitter space.
Another one?
Yes, but you give him a much better intro than I can. So can you introduce our friend, the founder of the Corner Stool?
No, fuck him too. Just bring him on. Just bring him on. Bring them all on.
He's taking them all on today.
I need no introduction.
Exactly. Do you have anything to add about Terrence Crawford?
That's what I'm talking about. Let's go.
Hey, I thought I'd add a quick one on Terrence Crawford. Magnificent career. He did some things that we're unlikely to see again. I mean, look, it took what, 80 years for us to see a 3-division undisputed champion again. We haven't seen that since Henry Armstrong, and I get it. There's more divisions now, but to go from 135 to 168 is phenomenal.
We haven't seen that since Claressa Shields, you mean? But okay.
Well, I'm talking about in men's boxing. Boxing with competition. So haven't seen anything quite like that. And outside of some guys going up to heavyweight, which is a little bit different animal. And if history stopped today, I think Crawford goes down as clearly the best fighter of his generation, of the post-Mayweather Pacquiao generation. I think we need to wait a few more years to make that declaration clear. There's one fighter who can compete with him for that position. And I'm not sure that fighter is more skilled. He just may have the opportunity to post statistics that are hard to fathom. And that's Inoue. But it was a joy to watch Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford could fight in any era and be a great fighter. In fact, he might have fit in even better in other eras as just a great competitor. So that's all I have to say about Terrence Crawford.
Can I say something about Crawford?
Absolutely.
I think, like Ramon said, he is maybe one of, if not the most accomplished fighter in boxing ever, in my opinion. And I do think he could have fought in any era, right? But it's kind of weird because as accomplished as he is, I still feel like he left a lot of meat on the bone. And a question was asked earlier if boxing is going to miss Crawford. And usually when a fighter like of this stature retires, boxing will miss you. But I don't think boxing is going to miss Crawford. And mainly because in the last maybe 5-6 years, he hasn't fought enough to be missed. And I think that's kind of a shame. I wish that the last 5 years or so, he would have been more active for us to miss it. But I think he left a lot of meat on his bone in his career. And it's weird because he is very accomplished.
Meat on his bone is pretty crazy. It is.
Everybody done?
Year since 2020.
Let's move on to some real news.
Is everybody done?
Well, I want to know, does JBZ or Mike, do you have anything that you want to add on Crawford before we move on to the next topic?
Let's move
I hate
on.
that he didn't fight any of the guys.
All right, then
No. Au contraire, mon frère. Now that everyone's done, let me tell you guys the truth about Terrence Crawford.
Okay. Preach.
Terrence Crawford, great fighter. For EzRaw to say that Terrence Crawford is top 10 of all time is fucking ridiculous. Wow. Fucking ridiculous. He's not a top 10 fighter of all time. In the words of J-Ro, all time is a long time. Okay? He's not better than Ali. All right? He's not better than Joe Louis. Okay? He's not better than well, he is better than Eddie Booker. Sorry, J-Ro. He's not better than Sam Langford. He's not better than Ezra Charles. I don't think he's better than Archie Moore. You know, there's a lot of guys throughout history that Terrence Crawford is not better than. Now, that's not to say he didn't have a brilliant career. He had a brilliant career. Brilliant career. But he's not the greatest. He's not top 10. It is what it is. And I've been hearing this narrative out there that Terrence Crawford is some victim of politics and boxing, and he didn't get these fights because of boxing politics. Terrence Crawford is with the most successful and famous promoter of all time for the majority of his fucking career. He is the politics. He is the political machine. He had Bob Arum behind him. Anything that he didn't accomplish, it is what he didn't accomplish on his own. He didn't get Pacquiao. One day, Bob Arum will tell you he was protecting Pacquiao. Another day, Bob Arum will tell you he was protecting Crawford. But he didn't fight Manny Pacquiao. Okay? He got Errol Spence. He got Sean Porter. He didn't get Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman showed up with hat in hand at the Top Rank office trying to get the fight. They refused to make the fight. Danny Garcia wanted to fight. They refused to make the fight. Instead, he fought Amir Khan and Kell Brook. Whose fault is that? He did leave meat on the bone. And that's okay. He was a great fighter. Salute to Terrence Crawford. Wish him the best in retirement. But EzRaw, get off your knees, son. Top 10? What are we doing?
I think
let's not be prisoner of the moment.
You
can't
be
prisoner of the moment.
To me, it's so funny. It's so funny to me that when
now
we come
can move on because we got the big news.
To help Matt's argument, he'll be coming to the defense of Bob Arum. Hey, Matt has become a top chill. I hate to say
my music.
Become a top chill. What are you hinting at with the Pacquiao thing? Because they definitely were protecting Crawford for Pacquiao. Is that what you're hinting at? That they were protecting him for Pacquiao? Is that what you're hinting at? Because they definitely
he's hinting that they could have got the fight done.
Obviously they couldn't. He's saying right there they couldn't because they were on the same promotion.
Not to. They chose not to.
Bro, who chose not to?
100% correct.
Terrence Crawford chose not to? Because that's not true. We know that's not true. So that's not going to hint at that.
Well, that's Top Rank.
Well, that's fine. He has no control there. He has no control there.
Matt, do we want to allow Isan in to have a word on this?
No.
Manny Pacquiao.
That's right. How do you do this every week with these dudes? How do you hang with these guys?
It ain't easy.
Hold on.
How do you hang with these guys? Look,
Manny Pacquiao fought.
They hurt, right? They still hurt.
Hold on. Manny Pacquiao
how do you hang with these guys?
Eric
I don't
Morales,
get it. You're a good guy.
Marco Antonio Barrera. He fought Juan Manuel Marquez, Floyd Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya, Antonio Margarito. Manny Pacquiao has fought a who's who in boxing history across 8 weight classes. But y'all think he wouldn't have fought Terrence Crawford. Shut the fuck up. Anyway,
it really doesn't matter whether. It wouldn't matter if he would have done it. Bob Arum wasn't going to let it happen. It wouldn't matter if he would have done it. Bob Arum wasn't going to let it happen. Don't try to do the thing where you try to paint a picture that's nonsense. We know that's nonsense. You're painting a nonsense picture. They weren't going to let it happen.
These guys are the Crawford Secret Service, Matt. Let's move on. Like, these guys are going to protect them no matter what.
Matt, did you say something about your music?
Yes,
Hey,
he
Yeah,
did.
Matt. I mean,
that's
not Matt.
amazing.
Hey, Mike. You should have protected your man Canelo got his ass whooped. Your man Canelo got his ass whooped. You should protect Canelo. You do Canelo could do the job. He could get the job done. Now you
It's
want
all good.
Benavidez to do it.
I'm not.
Then
I'm
Zerto,
not.
huh? Fuck it.
I'm not.
And
I'm not
you
crying
know what's
about it.
funny? Hold on.
Versus
Can you
Adrian
put up?
Ruiz.
Can you
Fight
put up?
Adrian Ruiz.
Can you
I'm
put
not
up
crying
Guns
about
and
it.
Gardening's quote, Huey? Guns Gardening.
Give me a
Guns
second.
Gardening. This guy says that Keith Thurman asked. Oh, of course you put up King P. Come on, dude.
Yeah,
No, that's right. He's responding to him. He's responding to him.
Sorry, he was responding to him.
Guns
He
Gardening.
He claimed that Keith Thurman asked for $10 million to fight Crawford. No, he didn't. He didn't. He didn't.
And you're probably right, Matt. You're right.
He asked for half of that.
But you know what? You lose credibility.
And guess what?
No. You lose credibility when you hint
the
that
British
Crawford
guy.
wasn't trying to fight Manny Pacquiao.
Ezra,
When you try to lead people
Ezra,
to say that Crawford.
I'm talking to our listener. They paid the British guy $7 million. You telling me you couldn't pay Keith Thurman and Danny Garcia $7 million to fight Terence Crawford?
Well, I 100% agree with you, Matt. 100% agree with you. But you lose credibility when you try to lean to a story that kind of hints at that Terence Crawford was avoiding Manny Pacquiao. You lose a little bit of credibility when you do that.
Listen, I can't help the way anything lands on you. Sorry, brother. I'm just letting you know that Manny Pacquiao,
you haven't landed once. You're like, you look like Joshua last time. You look like Joshua round 4. You haven't landed once.
Manny Pacquiao for the who's who. Okay,
you right, Matt. You right, Matt. But I'm asking a question. Like, you know what's crazy to right? Y'all say it was a cash grab him fighting Canelo 160, right? Y'all still think he pussy. Y'all still don't respect him. He fought Canelo 168. Niggas when did that over the cash grab, he whooped his ass. But y'all still like he ducking dudes. Let it go. You heard.
Yeah, I don't respect him. No matter what he does, I'm not going to respect him.
I know you respect him, but he beat your hero.
That's
he
fine.
beat both your heroes.
Both his heroes.
Okay.
I watch my favorite fighters lose before Ty.
He broke both them niggas. They don't even want to be fighters no more.
Favorite fighter.
Now they family men.
Jr.
We know Pernell did to Chavez. We know Pernell did to him. We ain't even talk about
Can we not ignore?
We know Pernell did to him.
Can we not ignore that guy's name was Guns Gardening and Gym? Let me tell you something. If you want to look into somebody, I'll tell you right now. Anyone be like, what does he do? He's all into guns and gardening in the gym. I'm be like, hey, look out for that guy. That is insane 3 things. That is an insane 3 things.
Terence Crawford trading cards coming soon, I would say. I would have said in development, but they're already developed. But yeah. So
what we got?
So we move on. I've only joined the show for the real news. We haven't even got there yet.
All right. Well, Matt, you said to hit your music, so.
May 3rd, Tokyo, Japan. Japanese Golden Week. Undisputed bantamweight champion. Undisputed super bantamweight champion. Naoya, the Monster Inoue versus the Big Bang, former unified bantamweight champion, Junto Nakatani. Let's get it. Let's fucking get it.
Again, to fly out to Japan.
The fight is done. It is signed, sealed, and delivered for May 3rd at the Tokyo Dome.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, both guys have some work to do. December 27th, emanating from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, Ring 5. Junto takes on Sebastian Hernandez in his super bantamweight debut. Naoya Inoue defends his undisputed super bantamweight crown against Alan David Picasso Romero, whatever the fuck name he's going by now. Pick a name. Pick a name, all right?
I'm with you on this. And don't let it be Alan.
I think that's what he goes by, actually.
Yeah, I think it is. I think that was what he went by in his last fight.
He must not be good at multiple choice.
Now, if both were successful, the fight's all set for May 3rd. This is, without a doubt, the biggest fight in the history of Japan, the biggest fight in the history of Japanese boxing. You have Japan's greatest fighter of all time. Yes, Naoya Inoue is already better than fighting Harada. Yes, he is the greatest Japanese fighter of all time, as voted on by Brunch Boxing. Okay? Naoya Inoue, while he is the greatest fighter in Japan history, he is still the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Junto Nakatani, also a top 10 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, and one of the greatest talents that Japan has ever produced. This is the Japanese Super Bowl. It's going to be great, and I cannot wait.
It's a top 3 fight, like a dream matchup that you can currently make realistically in boxing. This is in the top 3. It's probably top 2, right? I'm just curious, Matt, anyone else who's talking right now, is Junto the most dangerous man that Inoue's ever been in the ring with?
No.
Who is?
Luis Neri.
Is more dangerous than Junto?
You just asked me a question. I answered your question. If you don't like the answer, change the channel.
When I asked you a question, I assume I'm going to get a dumb answer. And even that answer shocked me. Do you get what I'm saying? I assume I'm getting a dumb answer. Even that answer shocked me. It shocked me.
If Neri's a bigger challenge than Junto, this ain't no damn super fight then, because he won a damn challenge. So what are you telling me? He won a damn challenge?
Let me tell you something. I think there is going to be some kind of diminishing in the name of Junto for some weird reason, but I do think this is the most dangerous man that Inoue's ever been in the ring with. I do feel that way. Maybe you had a conversation with about Donaire, because I'm not necessarily saying like the most skilled. I'm saying dangerous, right? And we've seen Inoue, get hit now, and we've seen Inoue get dropped now. One of the names is Neri, right? Another guy just fought this past week, Cardenas. I think Junto is better than both those guys. I think he has more ability than those guys. And I think his shots mean more than both those guys. I personally think that. And the way he could place his shots, to me, is better than for sure Neri. Right, for sure, Neri. He's placing shots better. I think this is an excellent fight. I think it's a great win. I think it's a great win for Inoue if he gets it, and we already know what that win means for Junto if he gets it. I think it's fantastic. I'm very, very, very excited for this fight, and I'm glad we're getting a big, massive fight in Japan, and with a crowd that's going to respond well to it.
Okay.
This is a Super Bowl boxing. It's going to be an amazing weekend that weekend. But yeah, I mean, this probably going to be the best fight of the year. I mean, these two guys, I can say it's a matchup we all dreamed of. Two great fighters. Could literally for me, it's 50-50. Could go either way. I got to look back to see who fought at this division and see if it's going to be one of the all-time matches.
Herrera Morales, right? Vasquez Marquez? Marquez too?
Yeah, that was one of the questions we had from Martin and the listeners is where does this matchup rank for all-time lower weight fights, sub 122?
Well, I got to see the fight first. I mean, but
I guess he's just talking about
but like the potential of the matchup for the quality of the opponents is kind of what he's asking.
Jerry, what were you saying?
I'll tell you right now, it's not going to end up ranking really high.
Well, I mean, it's a kind of fight that could end in a real quick, right? It's kind of fight that could end in the blink of an eye.
Before we get to the break, hold on. Before we get to the breakdown, I want to hear some of J-Ro's thoughts on this fight, knowing, with he's a big Inoue guy. So, J-Ro, what are your thoughts on the fight?
Oh, I love the fight. This is a fight I've been wanting for Inoue because I think Junto has grabbed some people's imaginations, and I think he has momentum. He's a top 10 pound for pound, like Matt said. And I think Inoue will get more respect for this win. I'm not sure if this will be Inoue's best win. I was going to ask EzRaw if this is Inoue's best win, if Inoue wins. But I think a lot of fans respect Junto more than they respected Fulton. I think a lot of fans are going to respect Junto more than they respected the Donaire that Inoue fought. So we'll see. But I love the fight. So because of that respect, I think Inoue's going to dominate the guy. I think he's going to really put an ass whooping on Junto. I don't think it's going to be competitive. I think it'll be, frankly, easy. He's going to make it look easy. And then I'm curious to see what the today, tomorrow, whatever that segment is after Inoue makes it look easy will be.
Can I add something after J-Ro?
Absolutely. What do you guys say, Rold?
Let me say this. I will say this to add to the stakes and sort of the fun of the fight. I think going into the fight, this fight feels a little similar to Wilfredo Gomez and Carlos Zarate, except Inoue is the older fighter in this particular case. Just as for stat nerds out there, I track all those Ring and TBRB rankings. If Inoue wins next week, he will have the most wins since 2020 against top 10 fighters ranked in those two bodies. If you go since 2021, and he and Nakatani both win next week, they'll both be at 9. That's the level of competition both have been facing. They are the two fighters with the most wins against ranked opponents in this since 2021. If they both win next weekend, and so that sort of showdown building is akin to more of a Leonard Hearns than I think people really think about. I mean, that's the level of fight this will be for Japan. However, I do agree with J-Ro. I think there's a very good chance that this fight looks like Kazuto Ioka and Kosai Tanaka more than it ends up looking like a two-way super fight.
With the Inoue, we've seen like he'll get dropped by Neri and Cardenas. Is that because kind of maybe like the lack of respect of what they could do in the ring, and then him getting caught in his confidence, right? Or are those signs of like, maybe he's not taking the punches as well in that weight, and maybe slowing down a little bit on the reflexes? What do you guys think?
Great fighters get dropped sometimes by guys they're not supposed to. I mean, you look at Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran couldn't drop him, Wilfredo Benitez couldn't drop him, Tommy Hearns in the first fight couldn't drop him, Marvin Hagler couldn't drop him, Kevin Howard and Downey Lalonde did. Larry Holmes got dropped by Snipes and by Shavers, although Shavers was a monster puncher. Jerry Cooney couldn't drop him. It's sometimes who knocks you down is not really indicative of anything other than you got caught with a shot.
Yeah, I think he's like wanting to kind of step on them and take more chances against those guys, and just kind of got caught because, like we said in the Fulton fight, like MJ fight, he kind of like telling everything. Go ahead, Jerry.
No, exactly what I was going to say. That he was more careful versus Fulton and MJ, and we saw that he couldn't really be touched, and he was very aggressive with Neri and Cardenas. But also, we don't know what Cardenas is yet either, right? Cardenas might actually be a really good fighter. We don't know. He probably hit really, really hard and stuff that we was not aware of Cardenas, and Inoue wasn't aware of Cardenas. And we know what Neri is. The one thing Neri has is power. That's the only thing he really has is power.
Yeah. In your opinion, is this the best? Would this be Inoue's best win, Cheryl? Right now, just looking at it.
No,
Fuck no.
Not in my opinion. No.
Fulton is his best win, without a doubt.
I have Fulton as best win too. I think that this one is in the conversation though.
It's not.
Not really.
I don't know why we're downplaying.
It's not because Inoue's not going to win, so it don't matter.
Look
for the put away between 9 and 12. I think he's just gonna make sure he doesn't stay in that mid-range defense. Junto's gonna keep that pressure on, and like I say, Inoue's can fold. He doesn't hit as hard as he used to anymore. So,
Ezra, can I ask you a question, Ezra?
Yes.
Do you think Junto is a bigger threat to Inoue than Bam Rodriguez?
No. I think Bam Rodriguez is skill-wise and talent-wise, I think he's better than Junto. Now, does Junto have this like erasing power that that changes a fight like that? Like, is Bam able to outskill him, but don't matter if Junto lands, it's kind of like that fight's over? I think that Bam could do things in the ring at the highest level with anyone.
It's so funny we keep talking about Junto's power. In the same amount of fights, Inoue has more knockouts than Junto.
Well, Inoue has great power too. I mean,
but not only does he have more knockouts against a higher level of opposition, by the way.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I mean, no one's doubting Inoue.
Can I ask you a question? Because y'all know better than me. So, is Bam more skilled than Fulton?
Yeah,
I think so.
I don't know if he's more skilled than Fulton.
I think he is, man. I think that he's.
I think he makes it look better. I think he makes it look better.
Hey, Ez, I got a question. No Philly shit, but he can fight on the outside and he can fight on the inside. Don't do my man like that. And he got great footwork.
No,
He's got no power.
Listen, how much hate do I get for saying that Fulton won the best fighters? No. I know. I'm saying I'm high. I'm high on Fulton. I don't. The last performance and everything. I don't know what the hell happened, but I'm high on Fulton. I'm really high on Bam. Like I just think that Bam is one of like the best talents that we have in boxing right now.
Well, I hope after Junto beats Inoue, he doesn't give fucking Bam his shot just for fucking Bam.
Of course, already running.
Just for Bam ducking him. I'm like, I want to be just like Crawford and Earl, how they treated Thurman when he didn't give him his shot. But all right, I'm remember that shit around the way.
Can't avoid the money, man.
Anyone have any other thoughts on this fight? Matt, you got anything else to add? You haven't really given your thoughts on the matchup itself besides presenting the topic.
No, I think Inoue cooks him. Inoue is an all-time great. He's still at the height of his powers, and he's going to make it look easy. Barbecue chicken alert.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Uh-oh.
All right, where are we going?
On to the next. We're going to book the territory for 2026. Let's make the schedule.
We book the territory, does EzRaw have any bets to give out today?
I do.
Oh, we do. We have some best. Here we go. EzRaw hard cash. What do you got for the people? Make them some money. You lost them some last night.
You know, hey, I was thinking about it. I was doing the math in my head. Now it's not 100% correct, but the math in my head, you might be in the red. I got to be honest with you. We had such a strong
told people to bet last night. You might be in the red.
Yeah, we're right in the red. I know J-Ro. I know I put J-Ro in the red a little bit. I know I put J-Ro in the red. House. I know. I'm sorry, J-Ro. I'm sorry. But here we go. Let's get something back. 5-leg parlay. Never a good sign, right? Never a good start. Might be one too many legs there. Let's go Los Angeles Lakers over the Clippers money line. Detroit Pistons over the Hornets money line. 49ers over the Colts. I didn't like putting them in there, but they're in the money line. Houston Texans over the Raiders money line. And Detroit Lions over the Steelers. That is plus 320. Lakers, Pistons, Niners, Texans, Lions plus 320.
I got to tell you, that Lions game is going to kill you.
Yeah, it's not going to go the way I think it's going to go. Steelers.
Hey, yo, I got.
Has there ever been a more sure lock than Houston over Oakland?
Oh, that's a lot.
That's a lot. The Lions every week, apparently.
Hey, yo, I got a best bet for y'all.
What's that?
This for today. AJ Brown, anytime touchdown. Now listen to me. He's been an Eagle for 4 years. Every year against the Raiders on the road, he scored a touchdown.
The Commanders.
My bad. I'm sorry. This is y'all show. Commanders. AJ. So I will go AJ Brown anytime touchdown, and I will do the Eagles. I will do the line down to 6.5. That'll get you like plus 2 something. AJ Brown anytime touchdown. Eagles 6.5.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either. Listen, my best bet for the day, Callum Simpson, money line at minus 750. That's all I got for you guys. Bet the house on it.
All right. Let's book the territory.
All right. You lead us off. This was your idea. Tell people about it.
Okay. We're going into 2026. We got a good, strong start to the first quarter. Very strong start. I every weekend we're going to have a fight. We have a lot of fights that are going to be able to be debated about. A lot of fights I think that are being anticipated. I think we're into a strong start from what a year we had that I thought was kind of spotty. Now, I do admit though, Matt, when you were doing your like best fights of the year, were you kind of surprised at how many fights were kind of on there? Like best cards of the year, were you kind of surprised like, oh, there was a decent card. This was a decent fight. Did you kind of feel that way when we look back at the year?
No, I thought boxing had a great year this year. We just had a very long lull period because the fights, the cards weren't spaced out correctly.
Okay, that's fair. I'm going to go over the fights that we have, main events that are made right now. For 2026, you have Serrano Cruz, Matias Smith, Caballero versus Kaniba. Is that his name? Kaniba. Rocha versus Curiel. Mortaya versus Cruz. Itama versus Franklin. Murtazalia versus Kelly. Barrios versus Garcia. Zayas versus Borao. Wood versus Warrington. Barrios. Oh, I'm sorry. I had Barrios Garcia twice. So my bad. Leo versus Dalamini. and Navarrete versus Nunez. What do you feel about that first quarter?
Wait,
it was great, obviously.
Am I missing?
Yeah. Did he miss the main event?
You missing the biggest fight of the fucking been there so far.
Yeah.
Shakur and Tio.
Yeah.
Oh, that was added. Yeah. I had to add that. I might have copy pasted the wrong list. But yeah, Shakur and Tio, another great fight. Like, this is a great start to the first quarter. I want to book from that point on how the rest of the year should look. Now, do you want to go by division, Matt? Is that okay?
It's up to you, my brother. This is your circus.
Let's go to the heavyweight division. How I think 2026 could look is like possible, but would be pretty damn good. I think to me, I think it's a one-sided fight. To me, I don't get it, but I think there'll be a lot of interest in it, a lot of debate in it. I think Usyk versus Wilder is the fight to make. If Usyk's not going to fight a real guy, if Usyk's not going to fight one of the guys that are champions, he's not going to fight one of the top contenders right now, I'm okay seeing the Wilder fight. Matt, how do you feel about Usyk versus Wilder?
Great.
Okay, that's a fight that I would like to see. Another fight that I would like to see, since he's not getting Usyk, Wardley versus Orgovich. I'd like to see Wardley defend his belt against Orgovich. I think Wardley is a guy that is champion, but I still think people are a little bit questionable about him. I still don't think that people think that, this guy is going to dominate for a long time. I think they think that he's a champ that can be beat. I think Orgovich is a guy that would be – I think some people would pick Orgovich in that fight. What do you feel about that fight?
Why Orgovich instead of Caballero?
Well, I don't think that they'll match that up. I personally don't think that they're going to match up Wardley versus Caballero. I don't think
they're both with the same promoter.
I get that, but I don't think they're looking to get Wardley in that fight. I think they see Wardley as the bigger name. I think they see Wardley, or maybe I think they see potential Wardley being a big name, and I don't think they're looking to put him in with Caballero. I think that maybe they think that that's a bad matchup for him.
What about Wardley versus Moses Itama?
That's the one I'm thinking about, right? I think they might use similar trainers. I'm not sure, but I think that I have a fight for Itama first. Another fight that we talked about, they said that was a kind of like heading in that direction. Frank Sanchez versus Richard Torres. I think that's a hell of a matchup. I think it's really interesting to see where Richard Torres is. That's a huge step up for Richard Torres. And a lot of people are kind of, me, I'm not too high on Richard Torres, but there are people that are high on him. I think he has a lot of potential in heavyweight. I think that's a really interesting fight. We talk about Moses Itama. Itama fights the guy that just beat Pulev, Gasayev. I think that, like I said, I wish it would kind of speed up Itama a little bit. I think that's kind of like the direction that they're heading in this level of fight. I don't think they're ready to go for the top, but Gasayev is a guy that they probably feel pretty safe about in that fight, and it's an interesting matchup.
Why? Because he's a smaller heavyweight?
Yeah, I think that they're, like I said, I'm not saying I necessarily love what they're doing, but I think that's like a logical choice for him. Caballero versus Okoli. If Caballero gets his win in the next fight, I think Caballero versus Okoli is a fight that they might approach, because I think Okoli brings enough name value for Caballero. They're two giant guys going to be in the ring. I think that's a good fight. And then of course Joshua Fury is a fight that's just enough attention. You brought it up earlier. It's still a fight that gets a lot of attention. Still a big fight. And really, where are you going to go with Joshua at this point? Where are you going to go with Fury at this point? If it's not going to be like Usyk, then you go Joshua. What do you think of the heavyweight division?
I think you did a pretty good job of booking it. I would like to have seen Moses Itama against possibly Ajit Caballero or Fabio Wardley, but it seems like you're slow dicking Moses Itama, who you claim is the best heavyweight in the world.
Not me. Now that's an insane way to phrase that. But no, not me. I'm just kind of I'm trying to go logical. There's dream fights I want, whatever. But I'm trying to say, like, if they book this, I wouldn't necessarily be 100% mad at it. I think that's the direction they're going to go, right? Like, I would think like Itama versus Dubois, right? I would think like that's a good name to have a thing. That's a guy that you would have to think, if you really this high on Itama, that he could beat Dubois, but it also proves like he's in there with a dangerous guy that can hit. I think that's a way bigger fight, obviously, but I don't know if they go that direction.
So if I ran the zoo like Gerald McGrew, what I would do in 2026, Usyk versus Wilder, winner fights the winner of Joshua versus Fury. Let's simplify it. Make the biggest fights with the vets at the top. With the lower level guys, the new face, you give me Fabio Wardley. Give me Fabio Wardley versus Moses Itama, and give me Ajit Caballero versus the winner of Frank Sanchez and Richard Torres. Let's get moving on the division.
I'm with you. That's great. Okay, let's go to cruiserweight. Right now, I don't have a lot of like, oh, I really need to see this. But I think we already know we're getting Benavidez Zurdo. Now, I know Benavidez says he's going to go back down. I still don't think Bivol and them are going to fight him. I think he stays there and fight Opataya, or whoever wins Benavidez Zurdo, fight Opataya. I think that's the way to go. Clean out the weight class, become the guy at this weight class, and just kind of keep your career moving. I think Opataya was a fight that people get really excited for. I think that people would pick Opataya in that fight. A lot of people would pick Opataya in that fight versus Benavidez. I really think that's an interesting matchup. I think you that might not be like a massive fight because who knows what Opataya is, but I think it's like for people that watch it, I think it's a really interesting matchup. What do you think?
If I ran the zoo like Gerald McGrew,
what I would do,
we know May 2nd, we got Benavidez versus Zurdo. If Benavidez wins, I would like Benavidez to go back down to 175 and fight Canelo Alvarez in September. If Zurdo wins, I would like to see Zurdo fight the WBC champion, who currently is Noel Mikhailian.
And you're dying for that fight?
I'm telling you what I would do. I didn't say I have to be dying for a fight.
All right.
What do you think about Bandalorian in the comments saying Jai is probably going to unify versus Noel?
I will believe that Jai Opataya will unify when I see it.
I think that's a fair assessment. All right, Ezra, didn't mean to interrupt. Do you have anything more for cruiserweight?
Yeah, no, cruiserweight's done. Let's go to light heavyweight. Obviously, we know we're going to get it eventually. Let's just get it over with now at this point. Bivol Bichbib number 3. I hope they don't do a fight in between. I hope there's not an Eifert Bivol situation, which kind of looks like it's leaning that way. I hope they get to this fight. We get it done, and we close the book on that. We got Morrell Smith coming up, a fight I love. I love that matchup. I think it's all action. I'm thinking Morrell's going to come out on top. Like I said, in this thing, I said the winner of Bivol Bichbib face Benavidez. That's my dream. That's what should happen. That's is logically possible. I have my doubts. If I can't get that fight, give me the winner of that fight fighting Morrell. I'm okay with that. I don't hate it. I think Morrell's a dangerous fighter. I'm not sure I pick him to beat either of those guys, but I still think he's dangerous enough and it's interesting enough to watch.
So light heavyweight, if I ran the zoo, we're getting Beterbiev versus Bivol 3 right away. No interim fights. And then the winner faces the winner of Callum Smith versus David Morrell. In the meantime, the lower level guys like Michael Eifert, Albert Ramirez, they can face each other. Joshua Bawatsi. Guys, go fight each other, build your skills, build your name to go fight one of the big 4.
100%. Okay, super middleweight. I'm thinking about this fight more and more. It makes a lot of sense to me. I don't think it's going to go the way you think it's going to go. Canelo Alvarez versus Shiraz. It's just something about that fight. I just like when I say
you're just booking a fight all the way for September because Canelo's not coming back until September. He already said that. So Shiraz is doing nothing for the whole year.
Shiraz could get a tune-up in between that point.
A tune-up.
Yeah, listen, it is what it is.
Oh my God!
When you're gonna fight Canelo,
I don't think you thought this out. I gotta be honest. I don't think you thought.
No, I did. I did think this out. If Terrence Crawford's not coming back, which like I say, I'm not guaranteed.
Yeah, we got that. But Canelo is not back until September. Why are you even mentioning him for Shiraz when Shiraz should have by September? Shiraz should have had 2 fights already.
Because this is boxing, and if you're gonna fight a guy like Canelo, you have a fight like Canelo, they're not gonna risk it. So they're going to put him in with a tune-up. He's going to do whatever he's got to do, and then they'll set up by September, and it'll be for a vacant belt.
What belt would be vacant at that time? Because Billy is the interim champion of the WBC. Okay, so it won't be that. Okay. Iglesias has the inside track to the IBF, so it won't be that.
Okay. The IBF is with Colin Simpson, right? Is ranked with him.
The IBF Lisa Iglesias is the number 1 contender in the IBF because he just beat Vladimir Shiskin.
Is Clone Simpson number 3?
It does. Callum Simpson, the number 1 is fighting today?
Yeah, he's number 3, right?
Yes.
Yes. So that's my next matchup. Iglesias just needs to get a hold of a belt so that people will bring him up and he could get legitimate fights. So I have Iglesias versus Clone Simpson.
And by the way, Resendez is now the WBA champion with the retirement of Terrence Crawford. So that's 3 belts.
I got that.
So what's going to happen with the WBO? You think the WBO is going to remain vacant until September?
I think that the belts will do whatever they need to do to get a Canelo.
No. The answer is no, Ezra. See?
Well, can I finish my list?
No. When you started off this premise, you claimed you wanted to be realistic. You're not being realistic now.
What the hell? Okay, don't put a belt for that. Don't put a belt for that. Doesn't need to be for a belt. Shiraz versus Canelo, I think, is a realistic fight. I think it's a fight that's been brought up before. I think it's a guy that the Turkey and them have a money behind in Shiraz. They know the Canelo. They have Canelo as well. I think that's a fight that they feel like is a fight that they'll throw in Saudi. They don't care, and they'll have that fight because they feel like Shiraz can win it. And I think that's if you're talking about guys at 168, I think Canelo thinks he could beat Shiraz too. I don't think of all the guys. I think that's one that they think, yeah, we can probably get a W against this guy.
All
right. Another fight I have.
Wait, you got more?
Mbili versus Lester Martinez. Let's run that back. Now, I don't know if Mbili can have a fight before that or whatever, but I want Mbili versus Lester Martinez.
So you're telling me that Hamza Shiraz is going to pass up his title shot against Mbili?
He might, yeah. I've heard rumors of that fight happening and then not happening. I'm just telling you right now, he has people behind him. They're going to push him.
I'm telling you right now, what you're saying makes no sense.
Okay. Mbili versus Lester Martinez. Okay, we brought up Resendez. I think was the fight that the kind of rumored Resendez versus Berlanga. I'm okay with that. I think that fight is good for Resendez. I think Berlanga's brings some kind of notoriety to it. And then Pacheco versus Munguia. I really like that fight. I think Pacheco versus Munguia is a great matchup. I think a lot of people will pick Munguia in that fight. I'm not so sure. I think it's a perfect spot for both their careers right now. That's super middleweight.
Okay. First of all, very disappointed with the way you book super middleweight because super middleweight is literally one of the best divisions in all of boxing. Okay.
You don't like those fights?
The way you booked it sucks.
Okay, tell me what's better.
So here's how we're booking it. First of all, give me Jamal Charlo versus Caleb Plant.
Okay, that's
the grudge match. Give me that grudge match. Give me Berlanga versus Resendez. And those 2 winners face off in a WBA title match.
Look.
Okay. Give me Lisa Iglesias.
Okay.
Against either Jaime Munguia.
Okay.
Or Callum Simpson for the IBF, the vacant IBF.
Pretty close to my list so far.
Okay. Give me Hamza Shiraz versus Christian Mbili for the WBC belt. Okay. And then with the WBO, because Canelo's not available, give me Diego Pacheco versus Bekatir Melakuziev.
All right.
The bully.
Okay.
Let all these guys, and if you want to give Lester Martinez a fight, have him fight somebody like Jacob Bank or somebody like that, or Darius Fogel. Listen, one thing I realized. One thing people need to realize. Lester Martinez is gonna fight a lesser fight. I'm sorry to break it to you. He's gonna fight a lesser fight. This is a guy that passed on his rematch with Mbili. He's gonna fight a lesser fight. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Now,
okay. All right.
Now,
I didn't know that was news to me.
Now, let all these guys fight it out.
Because I could have swore that Lester Martinez said, "I don't know why this rematch isn't happening next." But okay.
Well, that's not true. That's not true. But okay. That's not true. But anyway, and he also turned down Osleys Iglesias. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
That is neither here nor there.
Let all these guys fight it out, and then by the end of 2026, let them crown a new undisputed champion.
No,
and then then Canelo could come back to 168 and fight one of those guys.
Now, who's ranked 1 and 2 for the WBO right now?
Canelo and Shiraz.
Okay, and you're telling me that the WBO wouldn't wait for Canelo to come back in September?
No.
You'd rather have the belt on either Pacheco or...
I'm telling you, they wouldn't. They wouldn't.
All right.
Gustavo would not do that.
Okay.
They're gonna say Canelo's unavailable. He's unavailable.
I love you still believe in the belt system. I love it. It's like still believing in Santa Claus.
Bro, if you think Gustavo, first of all, usually the WBO likes to make sure everything is done within 180 days. You're telling me they're gonna wait till September for Canelo?
I'm telling you,
I don't think so.
I'm telling you, Canelo makes them a lot of money.
Once Terrence Crawford officially relinquishes the belt, they're gonna rule on that belt right away. Just so you know, that's been the history of the WBO every single time.
Okay, I don't think your list was
time.
I don't think your list was too different than mine, but okay, I'm all right. That's a good list too. I love that list. Okay, let's go to the middleweight. I gotta be honest, I don't see a lot of things at middleweight that I'm like, oh yeah, this got to happen. The Janibek thing,
because your guy's a cheater.
Yeah, Janibek whole thing. I hope they take the belts from him immediately, make them vacant, and get new guys in there as champion. But the thing is, I went down the ranking, and there's not a lot of great names to take those belts over. It's not like, oh, good, we have a new influx of champions. It's not really like that. Give me, we know we're getting Adames versus Ammo Williams. That's okay fights, whatever.
You.
Give me Lara versus Hernandez.
That's not happening.
Give me Lara versus Hernandez.
That's not happening. See, you said you want to be realistic. Hernandez already said that he will never fight Erislandy Lara.
Okay, well, let me tell you the problem with this weight class. Lara says he'll never fight Adames. Adames says he'll never fight Lara. Uenli says he'll never fight Lara. So it's like, where are we going with
Lara never said he'll never fight Adames.
I have okay, so that's how I know you don't watch the videos I post. That's how I know you don't watch the videos I post, because I was there, boots on the ground, when he said it. I was looking in his eyes when he told me in Spanish and assumed that I knew what I was doing.
Spanish.
But I heard the translation 5 seconds later. So that's how I know you don't pay attention. When I listen, when I flew 40,000 miles in the air and I touched down in San Antonio, you should have paid the respect and watched the content I posted.
I speak Spanish. What Laura said was he don't know what's going on with Carlos Adames.
No. That's not what he said. He said he would never fight Carlos Adames. I was there. I was looking at the man. So so you're wrong there. It's a whole weight class of guys who won't fight each other. It's a whole weight class. I don't care if they fight each other, to be honest with you. Okay. So I don't care what happens here. I would say Lara versus Hernandez. If you tell me that's not possible, I really don't give a crap.
Yeah, it's not happening. It's not happening.
Let's go down the weight class and come back in 10 years, see where we're at.
Here's what I would do if I ran the zoo like Gerald McGrew. I hate that you overthink these things. There's a guy that has special privileges with the WBA, the WBC, and the WBO because he was undisputed champion at junior middleweight. And I'm talking about Jamel Charlo. Jamel Charlo versus Erislandy Lara. Let's make it happen. Let's make Andre Saavedra versus Denzel Bentley for the vacant belt, of the WBO. For the IBF belt, let's bring Amari Jones. Amari Jones, who's been fighting.
Yeah, he's moving up the rankings.
Amari, no, not Omari. Amari with an A.
Amari, he's on like number 6 in one of the rankings.
He's in the IBF at number 9. He used to be with Devin Haney.
I'm agreeing with you. I don't know why you're attacking me.
Okay, I'm just making sure we got the correct person.
I know which one you're talking about.
Okay. Let's have Amari Jones versus Yo-Yo Hernandez. Okay. And then we could have Jesus Ramos versus Adames. for the BC.
They could do all these fights on one of those those sparring shows they do.
No, what they should do is do a mini tournament, like almost like a World Boxing Super Series with these guys. Get me Troy Isley versus Vito Mielnicki.
Goodness gracious. What happened to the middleweight division?
Matt, how far down the rankings are you booking?
Man, what is happening?
Here's the thing.
What happened to the middleweight division? It used to be beautiful.
What I want to do is I want middleweight to shake out to where one of these guys has to fight the winner of Charlo versus Lara in order to reign supreme in the division.
All right, let's get to 154 junior middleweight. We know we're getting Zayas versus Barao. I feel like we're still getting Fundora versus Thurman. I don't know what's going to happen, but I feel like maybe this could possibly happen. Let's get Virgil versus Boots. Give us the people what they want with that fight. That's a great fight. That's a top 3 matchup that you can ask for in boxing. Give me Virgil versus Boots. And we know we're getting more Zayas versus Kelly. From Virgil and Boots winner, fight the winner of Fundora Thurman, which I think will be Fundora. Let's get those 2 guys together. Zayas can fight Morzad Cali winner, and then we can get undisputed. I'm not sure that'll all happen this year, of course, but I'm saying let's head in that direction.
That's it?
That's what I have for the weight class.
Bro, this is such a robust division, and that's all you got.
That's pretty good. I mean, if you're complaining about those matchups, I don't know what to tell you.
I'm not complaining. I just thought there would be more meat on the bone.
Put some meat on that bone.
All right. Give me Jaron Ennis versus Andreas Katsarakis.
Wow.
And can I finish?
Yeah, no, I got you. Just ad-libbing.
I would like that fight in early February. And then, could we assume Boots is going to win?
Okay.
I would like to see Boots fight the winner of Xander Zayas versus Abbas Barao, preferably Xander, in June at Madison Square Garden for Puerto Rican weekend.
Okay. I don't hate that.
Okay? That's the way I would book that. I would have Virgil fight the winner of Keith Thurman versus Sebastian Fundora.
Okay.
I would prefer to have that fight in May.
Okay.
And then the winners square off in September in their own event, if it's Virgil, or as a co-feature, if it's Fundora.
Okay. Any plans of Morzad?
Huh?
Any plans of Morzad?
Yeah, well, if you let me finish.
Okay, all right. It was a long pause there.
Barker Murtazaliev, we know, is fighting Josh Kelly. The winner of that fight fights a returning Errol Spence.
All right. I like it. Or pie this guy type of idea. Okay, let's go to welterweight. I think Haney is really kind of dependent on Ryan beating Barrios to get in that unification. That's the fight. I think so. I mean, he might fight Crocker, right? But I don't think that's a big fight. Like for a real big money fight, for a big fight, I think it's Ryan Garcia and him.
Okay, can I tell you something about Haney before you get into your thing?
Okay.
Haney is dependent on the winner of Shakur versus Tio.
I think he's dependent on Ryan and Tio. I don't think Shakur moves up to fight him. So I think that if Tio wins,
here's the thing. If Teofimo beats Shakur Stevenson, and this is the way I booked my territory,
okay,
Teofimo will fight the winner of Barrios versus Garcia, which would leave Haney kind of out.
Yeah, I think honestly, like truthfully, the way I see it playing out, this is not just like wishful thinking. I think Haney is kind of on the outs a little bit this year. Because I even think that if Ryan wins, I think that you're most likely, you're right, a Teofimo fight if Tio were to win, or a Rolly Romero rematch. I think that Haney might be on the outs here, but I'm saying if I want to see a fight that I'd be excited for, a fight that would have good build-up, it'd be Ryan and Haney for unification. We know we're getting Rolly Pack, or at least I feel like I'm getting Rolly Pack. The winner of Rolly Pack, I know that they're friends, but Teofimo says there are no friends in boxing. I wouldn't mind Teofimo coming up to fight Rolly Romero if Rolly beats Pack.
And also, they're not friends anymore.
Okay, so perfect. I love it. Not friends anymore. Don't like each other. Your guys are going to say the dumbest things at a press conference. Give me that fight. And then for to get some things going in the division, give me Norman Jr. I don't want a bunch of build-up fights. I don't want to rebuild him. I think he's still a talented fighter. And a guy that's coming up, kind of a crossroad fight, Polanco. Give me Norman Jr. versus Polanco to get me the next contender in the division. What you got?
Well, my bucket of the territory does not include Rohan Polanco.
Okay,
I could give a fuck about Rohan Polanco.
I mean, I could do this whole bit when we were talking about the middleweight division, but I didn't. Right? I was respectful. I showed class.
If Devin Haney is struggling to find an opponent, let him fight Rohan Polanco.
All right.
We got Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez on January 31st. Okay. Like I said, if Teofimo wins, he fights the winner of Barrios versus Ryan Garcia.
Okay, fair.
We got Manny Pacquiao versus Rolly Romero. I am anticipating that fight will be in March. Okay? I think the winner of that fight will fight the winner of Teofimo versus the winner of Barrios Garcia at the end of the year. Because I think Rolly's gonna do March and then possibly December. Okay. The rest of the division, you have Brian Norman, who will be looking to come back. I think he is going to fight maybe someone we don't care about just to rebuild his name back up.
Okay. Do you like the idea that's said in the comments by Sibby? Norman Jr. versus Blair Cobbs?
Blair Cobbs is unreliable. Blair Cobbs was supposed to fight today. For some reason, he pulled out of the fight.
Okay. All right, let's go to 140, which we kind of touched on with Shakur versus Teal. But 140 super lightweight. A fight that I think we should, Roach, people makes a lot of sense for bringing that back. But if we're not going to get that, a really, really good fight and a really good co-main for Cinco de Mayo would be Pitbull versus Matias if Matias beats Dalton Smith. I think that's a hell of a matchup. I think that style-wise, you're going to get a great fight. I think Pitbull is huge star qualities, right? And that's a fight that if you want to put him in where he could look really good in, right? He could also lose, but he could look really good in stuff for his style, a Matias fight. Also, like I said, Pitbull Roach, I would love to see in this year. Can we get an announcement for Andy Hiroka versus Russell again? Can we get Russell versus Hiroka again?
I believe, from everything I've been told, that's going to be on the February 21st card.
Okay, great. What a great fight. Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur, we know we're getting. And a matchup that I want to see, Hitchens isn't a big name, right? He's not going to have his choice of fights, but a fight that's interesting and a guy that's coming up, I would like to see him fight Ernesto Mercado this year.
So you got Hitchens beating Jermaine Ortiz on the 31st.
Yeah. Yes, I do. And I think Ernesto Mercado is a dangerous guy. I think he's a guy that's going to get people excited about his style. I think he's a guy that's interesting in the weight class, and I think they both kind of would be perfect for each other.
So here's the thing. I have no interest in Hitchens versus Ernesto Mercado. Okay. I would like to see the winner of Hitchens Ortiz fight the winner of Antoine versus Hirioka in a unification bout. Okay? And then you'll have Subriel Matias and Dalton Smith. That winner is going to fight Alberto Puello. You're going to have Keyshawn Davis, if Shakur wins, pick up a vacant WBO belt, and then have those guys ultimately face off with each other. You got Pitbull Cruz, who I think is going to fight Tank Davis next. I don't think he's going to run it back with Roach. I think he's going to fight Tank. If I am running the career of Lamont Roach, I'm looking to see if I can be the one to fight Keyshawn for that vacant belt, because that's a big fight in the DMV.
Okay. All right. I don't mind that. How about Dan the Boxing Man brought up Frank Martin. Now he said versus Hitchens, but what would you do with Frank Martin if you can't get Hitchens?
Frank Martin, I really want to see him versus Keyshawn, but I don't think Keyshawn would take that fight right now.
Really? Oh, I think that's a makeable fight. I think that is a makeable fight. It makes a lot of sense for Keyshawn. I think it makes a lot of sense for Frank Martin. I don't see why they wouldn't make that fight.
Now, Ernesto Mercado, why doesn't he fight Brandon Lee?
I mean, can you get Brandon Lee in the ring versus one of the real guys? I don't know.
Is Ernesto Mercado considered a real guy?
I think so. I think he's a tough challenge.
I don't think we know that.
I guess that's a fair point. We don't really know what he is. I love super lightweight this year. I think super lightweight is going to be a very fun division this year. Let's go to lightweight.
Fight each other.
Yeah, as long as they fight each other, of course. 135 pounds, lightweight. I think we're going to get Abdullah Mason versus Cordina. I'm not saying I love that fight. I'm not saying that that's a dream matchup, but I think that's what we're going to get. I think that's Abdullah Mason is a champion, but I still think they want to kind of bring him along a little bit, right? I think that's what they want to do. Mortai versus Cruz. We know we're getting that. I love that fight. We're getting Nunez versus Herrera, right? For the is that interim or mandatory spot? Matt,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. And then I think that Schofield is the mandatory for Tank. I don't think Tank's fighting this year, or at least he's not fighting.
Schofield is not the mandatory.
Well, he's number one, and if I don't think Tank's going to fight him this year, I think there might be a chance that Tank drops that belt. I wouldn't mind seeing Schofield versus Body for the belt. It's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna be a great year at lightweight. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't expect a great year at lightweight this year. What would you do at lightweight? I lose you? All right.
Are you
all
there?
Right. We lost him. It's all right. We'll keep it moving. We will keep it moving. The super featherweight, like I said, we're getting oh, is he entering right now? Matt, we got you back?
Yeah, I don't know why I got kicked out of StreamYard.
Okay. What are you doing at lightweight?
Lightweight is kind of a funny division right now because it feels like the division's in flux.
Yes.
Now, we assume that Shakur Stevenson is going to come back to lightweight because he said he would, right?
Yes.
So, Shakur Stevenson, I would like to see him at some point this year. I know it's going to sound crazy. I would like to see him fight Abdullah Mason at some point this year.
Okay.
Maybe later in the year. A late year fight. All right?
Okay.
I'm going to tell Shakur right now, if you don't step on Mason now, it's going to come back to haunt you because that boy is coming.
Okay.
All right? So you better step on him now. Now, I would say with Tank, like I said, I think he's going to be fighting Pitbull Cruz next. I don't know if that's going to be at 135 or 140. I'm going to assume it's 135 because I don't see Tank moving up to 140 again. But, ultimately we'll see. Schofield, who knows? Who cares? He's become unreliable. He's pulled out of, 4 fights in the last year.
Yep.
With various injuries, so we can't depend on Floyd Schofield anymore. We're done with Floyd Schofield in 2026. Okay, like I said, I want to see Abdullah versus Shakur later in the year. You think he's gonna fight Cordina first? All right, if he's gonna fight Cordina, make that fight quick, please.
I agree.
Make that fight quick. It's not something that we have to really think about. Just hurry up, make it. Let's move on from that. Okay. Cruz versus Murataya. First of all, who do you have winning that fight?
I think I got Murataya winning that fight.
Okay. So if Murataya wins that fight, we go based on your premise, that belt becomes vacant. Because I think Murataya is going to be moving up to 140.
Okay.
I don't know how much longer he can make 135, and then you're gonna have to have guys duking it out for the vacant belt. Who's gonna do it? I don't know, because let's be honest, 135 is pretty fucking thin.
It is. It's really thin right now. Lost a lot of talent.
135 is pretty thin, But if Shakur is not gonna fight Abdullah Mason, I would like to see him fight that kid from Orange, Texas, O'Shaquie Foster, for that WBC belt. Let's get it done.
Okay,
all right, let's go to 130.
Yeah, well, super featherweight. We know we're getting Navarrete Nunez. That's a great fight. I think it's a really good matchup, and it might be the end of Navarrete. I got to be honest with you. Might be wrapping it up soon. I think we're gonna get Foster versus Dickens, right? Unification, and I hope from there, right? We see some trash talkers, guys. That Foster's not gonna move up. Let me get Foster versus Raymond Ford. Let me get Foster versus Raymond Ford.
No,
I like that matchup.
No.
Why? What do you get to that matchup?
Bro, let Raymond Ford do something.
I do. I want him to fight Foster. I'm trying to let him do something. That's a definition of trying to do something.
Let Raymond Ford do something. He got to earn that Foster fight.
All right.
Foster's a star now.
Okay.
Let me ask you a question. What is Raymond Ford going to do in the meantime while Foster's fighting Jazza Dickens?
Fight someone.
Oh.
It's not like
so let me get this straight. So just so we're clear, we have O'Shaquie Foster, who's the WBC champion, fighting Jazza Dickens, who's the WBA champion.
Mm-hmm.
We got Navarrete, who's the WBO champion, fighting Sugar Nunez, who's the IBF champion.
Why not just go undisputed?
But instead of going for undisputed, you say, hey, give Ray Ford a shot. Come on, man. What the fuck are we doing?
You know how much TJ would love that? If we get Ray Ford a chance.
Oh my God.
He wouldn't be able to pick a winner in that fight.
Oh,
he wouldn't. Okay. What do you want to do as super featherweight? I mean, we're undisputed. Then you're saying
undisputed.
Okay. Yeah, it's right there, huh?
Undisputed, or have O'Shaquie fight Shakur at 135.
Okay. 126 featherweight. Espinoza versus Leo. Give me that fight. We gotta start unifying. They're all on the same side of the street. Let's start unifying. I think
are they gonna want to unify?
I mean, I know you're saying to keep everything for Inoue, but I think they're waiting too long. I think Espinoza's almost out his way of that weight class too. Give him Leo. Leo's a tough fight, man. Like Angel Leo is a good fighter. He's an underrated fighter. Espinoza looked good his last fight, but didn't look like unbeatable. He did not look unbeatable last fight. I think Leo would be really tough for him. Give me. I feel like we're gonna get Carrington versus Castro, right? That's like pretty much speculated to happen next.
Yeah, January 31st.
Yeah, you're getting Ball Figueroa, and then from there, maybe Inoue steps in, and we start seeing those kind of matchups, right? Maybe you see Ball versus Inoue. If Inoue steps in there, then this division heats up really quickly with a lot of interesting matchups. It already has good matchups that can happen, but if Inoue enters, I mean, you get some star power, and you get some conversation in this weight class.
So here's how I booked 126. You have Naoya Inoue versus Junto Nakatani, May 3rd, Golden Week in Japan.
Okay.
If Inoue wins, he makes his 126-pound debut against Bruce Shushu Carrington at Madison Square Garden in September.
Is it a lock that Carrington beats Castro?
Yes.
Oh, I'm not sure that's a lock.
Yes, it's a lock.
All right.
That's all I got for 126. The rest of the division could go to hell because they don't ever unify. They don't ever fight each other. To hell with them.
A lot of wasted time.
Yeah.
Super bantamweight. We know we announced it today. Broke it today. Inoue versus Nakatani. We know we're getting that. Best matchup we got in boxing. All I put was Bam versus the winner. That's all I put. I just put Bam versus the winner. I hope Bam gets to 118 his next fight, and I hope from there he goes to 122. And I hope that Bam has the same mentality that a lot of great fighters have. He just wants to find out. He just wants to find out who he is. That's what I'm hoping for. J-Ro asked a great question. Who's more of a threat to Inoue? I think it's Bam. I really do.
So with 122, I'm going to combine them in 118. All right. Like I said, if Inoue beats Junto, Inoue's going to 126 to fight Shushu at the Garden in New York because he's always wanted to fight in New York.
Okay.
If Junto wins, he'll rematch with Inoue in September.
Okay, makes sense.
Okay. Now, Jesse Bam Rodriguez. I want to see him fight Takuma Inoue at 118 pounds for that belt.
That's beautiful. Oh, that's beautiful.
And if Bam wins, he unifies with whoever the next champion is at bantamweight.
Okay.
I don't foresee Bam going straight to 122. I really don't. I want to be realistic. I want to be realistic. That's how those divisions play out.
For bantamweight, I threw one more fight in there. Francisco Estrada versus Tension. Give me that fight.
Okay.
Give me that. There's something about it, man. Francisco Estrada on the back end of his career, Tension coming off a loss, but Tension, still growing with the sport. Give me that matchup.
I'll throw in one more fight for you.
Okay.
Nonito Donaire versus Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez.
All right.
It's time.
Chocolatito needs his farewell. He needs his farewell fight. Nonito Donaire needs a farewell fight. Let's do it.
Why not farewell against each other?
Yes, exactly. Let's go out together. I got to be honest with you. I didn't go below bantamweight when I was booking my territories.
You never do.
I know. I just said, 118 sounds about right.
You never do.
J-Ro, I see you still as a speaker here. Do you have anything to add that could potentially be on the calendar for next year, sub 118?
Well, we could go with 126 instead of Shushu in September. I think it'll be Espinosa in September, and I think that's going to be in Vegas, and then maybe Shushu in December in MSG.
That's a good calendar for Inoue, man. That's a good list of fights.
You know what's funny? I think it would be reversed because I don't know how much longer Shushu's going to be able to stay at 126.
I'm curious how Shushu looks against Castro, man. I really am.
Also here for 126, Bandalorian saying for Shushu versus Reese, Aleem unification after Aleem predicting to beat Angela Leo.
I don't mind seeing get Aleem in the mix. I don't care. There's good fights in that. Good fighters in that weight class. You just got to see them fight each other.
Matt, what do you think about so going through some of the comments here? Dan the Boxing Man thought for 135, Albert Bell and Gary Russell Jr.
I would love that. Now, who would pay for that is the question.
You would get your 10%, Matt, if that happened.
From both guys.
All right. Is that all we got for booking 2026? And do you have anything else for the people before we close out the show?
I'm tapped out. I got to go. I feel like I gave it all. I feel like I gave it my all today. I gave you high energy. I brought it down a little bit.
High energy, low IQ.
I don't agree. Don't agree. And I can see, everyone wants me to be wrong. And you know what? This time, I hope I'm wrong too. For the once forever.
What do you got coming for the people this week?
I promise nothing. But I'll tell you this right now. I hope to deliver something though. But I hope I'm wrong this time. This is the only time ever I hope I'm wrong.
Actually, hold on. Before we go to JBZ to tell us what the Boxing Source has this week, we did miss one fight at heavyweight. Dan the Boxing Man, Jake Paul versus Francis Ngannou. Who wins that?
We didn't miss that. We talked about it last night.
All right, tune into the post show for Jake Paul versus. That's right, Matt. I forgot that was the last thing you brought up on the show. You because that's the fight that I was thinking about the whole time. All right, JBZ, what do you got for the people this week? Where can they find you?
I'll steal the quote there from EzRaw. I don't promise, but I just deliver. I have, of course, a conversation with Mauricio Suleiman. I did talk with Lamont Roach Sr., so you kind of get an update on what could happen there with Lamont Roach Jr. And hopefully later today, I'll have the conversation that I had with Coach Barry Hunter. Very good conversation with Coach Barry Hunter that was on camera, but a lot of stuff that was said off camera, but it's more about building. with that one. So look out for that conversation.
Did we get anything on Tank?
With Coach Barry Hunter? No. Come on, man.
He's not fighting this year. That's my prediction. 2026, you will not see Tank in the ring.
Ooh.
You're wrong.
Right. All right.
No,
you will see. Listen.
You'll fight somebody.
Listen, Ezra.
All day, but you're like John fourth. You can't touch me.
Now, we'll say this. I'm kind of surprised that Matt didn't bring up that possibility of Tank Davis versus O'Shaquie Foster late in 2026, because that would be.
It's not happening. It's not happening.
Damn.
But I believe that we will see Tank Davis within the first 6 months of 2026.
Yeah. We
most likely in the spring.
Where have I heard this before? All right, guys, it's been a great show.
Wait, I can't tell people what we got coming up for them.
We got to tell the people where they can find.
Only you guys got.
Did we kick him?
Matt, you cut out.
You blocked. You dumb as hell.
Now, I got to give a shout out to my guy Cal, who's covered Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul for Brunch Boxing, Boots on the Ground in Miami, Florida. He has a lot of content. We're going to do basically a vlog inside Fight Week, Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. We got a lot of stuff for you, including weigh-in video of Alicia Baumgardner, which you guys do not want to miss. Okay. I got some articles, as usual, coming up for you guys, some news and notes. We're going to have to do a midweek show this week with news and notes because we didn't get to any boxing news today. So we will be getting to that for the people.
Yes, we'll do it on Tuesday because Christmas week, Matt. So Ezra's a family man. Ezra's got stuff to do on the 24th and the 25th.
I thought Ezra was doing too.
I got my finger on the X right now, trying to get to my family right now. I got my finger on the X right now, trying to X out of this bad boy.
All right, Matt. Before we go, make sure to follow everyone. Follow Matt at Is That Your Face and support the show. Cash App Is That Your Face. Follow EzRaw Boxing. Follow the platform at Brunch Boxing on Instagram, Twitter. Are we on TikTok?
Yes.
We're on TikTok. Brunch Boxing Pod on YouTube. And Matt, say goodbye.
Peace.